CapCut just dropped 2 insane new features that every CapCut user needs to know about. In this video, I'll be breaking down exactly how to use them with practical examples in your videos. Alright guys, let's get started. The first feature is called Shapes. You'll find it under Stickers. Just click on that. Let me close this. Then when you click on Shapes, you'll find all the 8 available options on this very side. If you don't see it, it's probably not available in your region. You can check the card up here or the link in the description to see how to access CapCut in any region. So I'm going to drag the first one, that's the square shape, drag and drop in the timeline. Then when you look on the screen, you can see it has this nice square shape. You can use the on-screen controls to adjust the size of it. Also, when you go to the right side, we have the parameters that we can play around. I love the fact that CapCut added all the necessary parameters that we need for this very feature. So when we go to the right, we have the size. It explains exactly what it's about. Then we have the scale if you want to increase the size of it right on this side. The one thing, if you want to use the on-screen controls, when you click on this side and you press shift, it's going to maintain the size of it. Then when you go down here, position, rotate, this, we'll be using it in the videos all the time. When you scroll down, this is really great from CapCut. With the fill, we can change the fill color right on this very side. So if I want it towards the red, I can change that. Then when you look at it, next to it, we have gradients. This is really great. So you have 3 options to select when it comes to the gradients. So let's just say I want it towards the red with the first color. The middle, I want it also towards the red. Then the last one, I want it towards the darker red, so I can take it all the way to this side. Now, when you look on the screen, you can see we have nice gradient look going this way. On this side, we can change exactly how we want the roll-off to look like. So I can be moving this, and when you look on the screen, it's affecting it nicely. Then when you come down here, you can place exactly the hash code. If you have a hash code or if you have a brand color that you go with, you can dial it in here. Also, if you want to add that very color to use in the future, you can click on the plus icon and it's going to add to this very space. If you don't need it in the future, you can just right click on that and select delete, and it will delete from this side. Then when you come down here, we have the angle. If you want to change the gradient angle, you can do it right on this side. Look carefully on the screen. When I change it, you can see now the roll-off goes this way. Then next to it, we have texture. When you click on it, it has these textures that you can use. Also, you can bring in your own texture by just clicking on this plus icon. Then down here, we have stroke color that if you want to use it, just turn it on. It's going to add stroke to your video. Let me click somewhere so you can see it. This is the stroke. So from here, we can change the color also. Let's just go for a very white color. Then on the style, click on that. It's going to give you 3 options. If you want it to be dashes, you can click on that. If you want it to be dotted, you can click on that, and it's going to add on this side. Also, you can change the size of the stroke if you want to on this very side. Let me turn it off in this tutorial. Then when we go down here, we have corner radius. When you turn it on, this is going to control the edges, giving you the round corners look that we want. So if I want to increase that, I can increase it right on this side. And when you look carefully, it's going to give us that round corners. Let me go back to 0. If you want to do it individually, you can click on this and you can just change it. Let me just put a random number on this very side. When you look, it's going to affect only one side of this, making it easy for us. Let me undo that. Also, with the on-screen controls, we have these 4 dots right on this side. I can use that to also add in the corners if I want to. So just like that, when you look at it. Then when we go down here, we have the drop shadow. Just turn it on. Let me bring a random background so we can see exactly how it looks like. Then when I click on this, when you look at this, the drop shadow, let's go down here so we can see it. We can change the angle of it, and also we can change the distance of it. Very easy with this. Also with the opacity, we can dial it down if it's too strong for you. So now let me go back to stickers and go back to the shapes. These ones are all going to have the same parameters, just like the square shape. So I'm going to skip that. I will go straight to the line shape. So I can delete this, bring in the line shape in the timeline. Let me disable this by pressing V so we can see the line clearly. Click on that once again. When you go to the right side, all these ones are going to be the same as the first example that we did. with the square shape. So I'm going to skip that. But then when you come down here, this is where we can play around it. With the stroke, click on that. Once again, you can change it to dash or dotted line if you want to. I'll go for the solid color. Then when you look down here, before we get there, let's increase the size of it a bit. And let's change the color to white on this very side. Then when you look down here, we have the start cap and also the end cap. When I click on it, it's going to give us these two options. So if you want arrow to start or round, let's go for round. It's going to add to the starting of it. Then if you want it to end, we can go for arrow to end, and it's going to add on this side. This is looking this way. Let me just reduce the weight, and also let me stretch it from this side so you can see it clearly. So now you can see the starting is going to be round shape and the ending is going to be arrow shape. Then with the color tool, once again, we can change the color to any color we want on this very side. When you scroll down, it has drop shadow just like the square shape that we did. Now I'll delete that. When you bring in the arrow, drag and drop in the timeline, the arrow is going to be exactly as the line, just that we have the arrow as the end cap with this very one. When you go down here, you can see it shows arrow on this very side. So if you want to add starting to it, we can click on that and we can select arrow, and it's going to have the same cap starting on this very line. So this, I'll delete that. Now let's go to the custom, which is the last one. Just drag and drop in the timeline. So as it says, you have to draw it on the screen. So I'm just going to draw with the first example. Just put 1 point here, put second point here and hold. When you hold, it's going to give you the free form to have this round edges when you look at it. So I can put another one here and put the last one on this very side. One thing about this, when you put the point, you cannot delete it or you cannot move or change the position. It's fixed. And when I click somewhere to close it, I cannot add more points to it. Then when we go down here, just like the line and also the arrow, we can change the starting and also the ending of it. So with this, I can go for a round start, and I can go for arrow to end on this very side. Then when you go down here, you can change the color once again on this side, just like the rest of them. Now let me show you another one to delete that. Drag this in the timeline. I can draw random shape, and this time around I'm going to close it. So this is where if you want to draw some random shapes, you can use this free form and you can close it just like in Photoshop. Then when you come down here, this time around it's going to add fill and also stroke since we closed the shape. So with the fill color, if I don't want it, I can turn it off and it's going to go off. Now I'm going to show you guys ways you can use this very feature. So with the first examples, we can place our videos in the shapes, creating this picture-in-picture effect. So I'll go to media and I can bring in this very screenshot in the timeline. Now I'll go for a random video, just drag and drop in the timeline. I'll go to stickers and I can bring in the circle shape. I can increase the size of it and turn off fill color, and I can go for stroke color. With the stroke color, I can go for any color that I want. So let me go for yellow, and I can dial down the weight or the size. Then the next thing, I can drag it below this video file, select the video file, go to mask, add mask, and select circle shape and increase the shape to fill exactly the circle yellow shape that I have. Now I can click on the circle shape, go to the right side and turn on drop shadow. I can change the angle of it a bit, and I can reduce the distance a bit and reduce opacity a bit. Now I can select these two files, Option or Alt G to make it one compound file. Go to basic, reduce the size of it, and now I can place it anywhere on my screen, giving us this picture-in-picture effect. The next practical example is using it to create motion graphics. So in the timeline, I'm just going to bring this very circle shape, stretch it to make it the same length as the background. That's selected. I can change the color. Then I can go to the three dashes, go to guides, and I can bring in horizontal guide. And I'm just going to drag this to this very space. That's selected. I'm going to add some animation to that. Take my player to the starting frame, go to the right side, drop keyframe on position and also opacity. I can now go 25 frames and drop second keyframe on position and also opacity. Now I can go back using this arrow to the previous keyframe. Then on that side, I'm going to drag it on the y-axis upwards. Then I'll turn down opacity to 0. Now I can right click on this, show a preset, and I can go for quad ease. From here, I can make a duplicate of that, press Option and drag to the top. With the top one selected, I can go to the right side and change the fill color. And then I can make a compound clip of that, Optional Alt G, and drag it towards this side. Now I can take my player to the starting frame and go somewhere 5 frames and drag this towards this side. So when you look, it's going to have this look coming in nicely. The next thing, I'm going to repeat the same process and create 2 more on this side, and I'll be fast on this very side. So now we end up having this. When I play, it's going to come in one at a time. Very easy to do that. Then the next thing, I'm just going to bring in random text, go to text, add text, and drag default text in the timeline. And now I can just write a random text on this side. Now I can just add normal animation to it. I can go to animation, click on in, and go to my favorite, scroll down. I have it down here. I can click on slide up. Now I can increase the duration of it a bit. From here, I can create compound clip of this whole files, Optional Alt G, go to effect, my favorite, scroll down, and I can add glow tool to this very compound clip. From here, I can dial it down a bit, and also the size, I can dial it down a bit. And now when I play, we're going to have this nice, simple motion graphics that you can use. The third practical example is using it to highlight your text. In the timeline, I have this screenshot. Go to stickers and click on shapes. I'll bring in the line shape right on this very side. Go to the right side. I can change the color to this very orange color. Then I'm going to close it, increase the width a bit, drag it to the top. Then I'm going to use the on-screen controls, stretch it to cover the whole text. Now with that done, what I can do is create a compound clip of this, Optional Alt G. Then I can go to blend, click on this drop down menu, and I can select multiply. Now you can see it's going to highlight the text. Now I can animate that, take my player to the starting frame, go to mask, click on that, and click on add mask. Now I can click on split, rotate it this way, and drag it all the way to this side. Now I can add keyframe on position, take my player somewhere here and drag this till it reveals all the text. Now I can right click on this, show a preset, and I can go for quad ease. And now it's going to highlight it nicely. The fourth practical example is creating arrows that guide your viewers. So we still have the screenshot in the timeline. I'll go for the arrow, drag and drop in the timeline. Then with the color, most of the time I go for red. I can select red color and I can increase the weight a bit. Then I can rotate it, drag it somewhere here. For instance, I want my viewers to focus on this very part. Then when we go next to it, we have animations and also tracking. I'll click on animation. Then I can choose one of the animations on this side. I'll go with the slide right and I can increase the duration a bit. So now when I play, it's going to have this nice animation guiding the viewer's eyes. So the fifth practical example is using it to build transitions. I have 2 videos in the timeline. I'll go to stickers and I can bring in the square shape right in the middle side. Let me reduce the space and increase it to fill it this way. Now that's selected, I can go to vector image, change the fill color, and now I'm going to add animation to it. Let me first of all drag it to this side. That's selected. I can take my player to the starting frame and add a keyframe on position. Now I can go somewhere 25 frames ahead, add second keyframe on position. This time around, I'm just going to drag it till it goes off the screen this way. Now I can right click on this second keyframe, show a preset, and I can go for quad ease. The next thing, I can make a duplicate of this file, press Option or Alt and drag upwards. Then I can go somewhere 5 frames ahead and drag this towards this side. Now with that selected, I can go somewhere in the middle so I can see it, go to the right side, and I can change the fill color to a different color. So the next thing, I'm going to add one more to it. And now when I play, it's going to have this nice transition that you can use in your videos. Now, let's talk about the second new feature. So with that, you can find it under text, click on that and click on auto captions. It's going to be sitting right on this side. Then we can turn it on right on this very side. Now let me just go to media, bring in a video with an audio in the timeline and go back to text and click on auto captions. From here, I will select my spoken language, which is English, and I can click on generate. So the captions are ready, and when you look at it, the AI is going to detect exactly where it needs to add it. So right from the start, you can see added an emoji right on this very side. And when you go in the middle, it added it to this very side too. From here, you can do the necessary changes when it comes to the captions. And now the new feature, we can find emoji section on this very side. Just click on that. It's going to take you to this very space. If you want to change the emoji itself, you can click on replace. It's going to bring you a whole lot of emoji that you can select from. So for instance, if I want to select a folder, I can select that. It's going to load up and it's going to replace the mobile phone that I had on this side. Command Z to go back to the mobile phone. Then when we go down here, we have global settings. That's the position and also the size. So if you want to place it freely, you can click on that. It's going to go randomly to some places. If you want it below, you can click on that. It's going to go below it. Most of the time, it looks nice when it's above. So I'm going to use above. Then with the size, if you want it to be small, large, or medium, you can choose on this very side. Then the nice thing about this is it comes with animations. So if you want to add animations to it, for instance, I can add bounce in. Click on that, and then when you play from the beginning, it's going to have this nice bounce in with this very emoji. When you click on it and we go to emojis, you can also add out to it. If you want it to go out, you can select out animation for it. Also, if you want it to have a loop effect, you can click on it and it's going to have this loop effect to it when I play and show you guys. Of this phone. Now, if you want to know how to edit like a pro using CapCut, I already have the course out there. I'll leave a link down there below for you guys to check it out. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.